Hi buddy, Sid here and welcome to a channel update. We're just camping out, getting comfy out in the woods here. Sun's going down, so we're probably going to need to make this fairly quick. But yeah, we're sat here camping in the Nomad mod pack. And guys, it's ready. Yep, it is. Oh, hello, we've got a chameleon come to join us. Yeah, it is ready. It is now available on the Curse launcher. Details are down there as you're looking. Just look down there at the bottom of the screen. They should be there. You can also use. Let me just change my viewpoint here. Look at that sunset, lovely. Of course, we're going to have a whole bunch of mods coming in to join us. You can also use the Vasquez Curse mod pack downloader, which again I'll put details in the description. It basically means if you don't want to use the Curse voice launcher, you can download all of the mods using that from the Curse site without any form of penalty. Now the reason I am using the Curse launcher, let me just get myself back into this view, is really quite simple, and that is that you upload a mod file manifest. So basically I give them a list of the mods that I need in the pack. There's no mods actually included in the pack, it is just a list of the mods. They all have to be available on CurseForge, and then you give them a list of overrides, of which there are 2, plus all of the config overrides, of which there are not so many. Oh dear, I've burnt the steak. Okay. Oh, look at this fella. Anyway, net effect and going forward is via Curse. It is one of the few ways that the mod authors can actually gain some small amount of income for their hard work. So they will get. I think the Curse credits are paid out via PayPal. Anybody who uses that will know this better than me. Which I think is important. I think it's important that the mod authors get recognition, and they get a percentage, a small outlay dependent for every download of their mod. And CurseForge, sorry, let me get this right. Curse launcher. We'll get there eventually. Curse launcher packs are included in those figures, so that's why with the Curse launcher rather than the FTB launcher or anything like that. Now the pack is listed on there as a experimental alpha. It will be shortly becoming beta, and before that long it will also be released with a full version of the server files as well. Which yeah, that's where we are. For those of you who want to know what's been added, not a huge amount. We have got these guys though. So anybody who is a bit of a fan of penguins, you know who you are. Yeah. We've got the DD penguin. But yeah, we've got a whole load of stuff going on here, and ultimately we should have the server around about 7 days or so maybe. But yeah, so that's the biggie. This is available things available to download. I put all the details in the description, also at the bottom of the screen. Well, on to the next bit of news. FTB Infinity Evolved, which is going single player. Yeah, we're here. We're on the FTB Infinity Evolved world. We are not on the FTB Infinity Evolved server. I have downloaded the copy of the world. This is the world as at the point that I left it. Hello, Vasky. And everything here is as it was at the last episode that I recorded. So we can jump in here. We've got all of the usual stuff. We've got this lot going on, and the Hydro roller coaster has been finished as per my recording. You guys haven't seen that yet, which is why I'm kind of skirting around it just at the edge here. But for those of you who are whitelisted on the server, the server will remain up for, I'm trying to think when you'll see this. You will see this on Tuesday night at some point, or well, this will be uploaded on Tuesday night at some point, it will probably remain up until the weekend, when I will down the server and work on getting the Nomad server up and running, and the Nomad server pack, because the server pack is going to be slightly different to the normal pack. But yeah, so this is now standalone, but if you want to come along on the server, as I say, if you're whitelisted on the server and you want to just check out what I've done over there, ride it out. In fact, it's ready. You can have a go on it if you want. It's only like Old Towers, it's £40 a ticket, but you know, why are roller coaster theme parks so damned expensive? I mean, they seem ludicrously expensive, but anyway, that's another thing. So yeah, but FTB Infinity Evolved is going single player as of the weekend commencing the, what it will be, the 12th, 16th, would it be? Something like that, Saturday the 16th, something like that. And yeah, so that is FTB Infinity Evolved. We'll continue with FTB Infinity Evolved as our main tech pack for the time being. Tech stroke magic, well, kitchen sink, I suppose, would be the correct description here. But yeah, that's FTB Infinity Evolved really. It's we just need the server space for something else, and the amount of people on the server was making it obviously not cost effective to hello PTs. Not making it cost effective to keep running as a server, so there you go. We're moving onwards, and as I say, if you want to have a bash, can you not sit on those? All right, fair enough, fine. Whoa, a bit of lag there. You can't sit on any of these, can you? That's shocking. Sorry, I'm so easily distracted. We can sit on that. So yeah, FTB Infinity Evolved going single player, which leads us on to the next bit of news, which let's move on to Terra Firmacraft. So it'll probably come as no surprise to many of you that I think personally feel that Terra Firmacraft Season 3 is drawing to a close. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about stuff. Terra Firmacraft has largely, for the last few episodes, been based on or around matework. By which I mean things we are really now filling in little jobs. We're redoing the farms. We're finishing off here. We've got roads to put in. We've got a very small list of ideas that people have submitted, such as aqueducts, churches, other buildings over here. And from a point of view of progression, with the exception of making blue steel, which really just requires me to sit down and grind the steel through and the metals and stuff, there really isn't much in the way of progression left in this pack. You know, I have considered, thought about the feasibility, for example, of bringing an aqueduct in from somewhere maybe over here and snaking an aqueduct in, but it really doesn't add anything now to the TFC experience. This is all about the aesthetics, the look and feel of the build, and I think we are starting to get close to the point where we need to go, no, enough's enough. I really think we've done pretty much everything we can do with this build, and you know, and just accept the fact that all things come to an end, and you know, we move on. So what does that mean for Terra Firmacraft? Well, at this stage I am trying to decide what to do. Yeah, always the good old trying to decide what to do malarkey. There are several options. Now, I started looking at Terra Firmacraft packs. Terra Firma Punk I've had a look at, and whilst it has got some great features, I mean, having a look at it, it really does not look like the kind of game that I would enjoy personally playing, because it uses Twilight Forest mobs. The mobs in it are brutal. I mean, they are, with absolutely horrendously nasty. Such things as Minotaurs from the Twilight Forest dungeon, or Minotaur punks, I think they're called in Terra Firma Punk, and they have getting on towards twice the hit points of a spider, which currently in vanilla Terra Firma Craft is the pretty much the toughest in terms of hit points mob. It is very, very mod orientated. Now, add to that the mobs are, how do I put it? Well, there's rogue dungeons. Can you imagine spawners trying to do the rogue dungeon using Terra Firma Craft? Yeah, it really would not be my kind of pack. Now there's Technode Firmacraft, is it, or Techno Firmacraft? I need to have a look at that. I could just look at building my own Terra Firmacraft pack again and look at building on what we've done on this pack, taking some of the things out and looking at custom NPCs. I have looked at Ancient Warfare. I honestly don't think that's going to work either. I don't think there's any way to get a good NPC set up for this. I really don't. But what that means in the short term is, once we are ready to start recording the new Nomad pack, Nomad will be moving into the Terra Firma Craft slots on Thursdays and Sundays, just for a few short weeks, whilst we get ourselves sorted out and work out what we're going to do Terra Firma Craft pack styly. Now, once we've worked out what we're going to do Terra Firma Craft styly, we are going to be moving Nomad into a new slot, about which more in a moment, and we'll start a new Terra Firma Craft pack. I think that's the long and short of it, but any suggestions, thoughts, ideas, always welcome. So please don't be shy in the comment section. And that leaves us on to probably the final series update bit of news, which is Life in the Woods Renaissance. And of course, Life in the Woods Renaissance is another mod where we are reaching kind of the end game of this. I'm trying to walk here through this. I mean, I should be able to walk through my own builds in third person, should I not? Oh, maybe not. But yeah, we've done a hell of a lot in this pack, and if I were to do a vanilla style series, this kind of environment is exactly the one where I would want to just continue building and building and building, Etho-esque, if you like the man cave, just keep updating it, moving it forwards. But of course, there are limitations. We have a few things left to do. We have the botanical gardens left to finish. We've got probably a few mementos of stuff kicking around. I, for example, know that I have got a snake egg and a bird egg, which we want to try and name and see whether we can do something with. But again, all good things come to an end, and much of the challenge of the pack, the hunger element of it, the survival element is more or less we're there. We have almost achieved endgame. Now, we could go and hunt for the End Portal and go and take on the End Dragon. I really don't see the point. Personally, the End Dragon is a bit done, a bit overdone, a bit finished, a bit overly done with as a mob. So I personally don't find it much of a challenge. So why bother? We could do a wither, but same thing. I know how to prepare for a wither and a fight now, and the wither is not much of a challenge anymore. So what do? Do we spawn 10 and try and take 10 on? Well, 10 is as hard to take on as 1. You just have to alter your tactics. But combined with our skelly spawner and our spider spawner and the better enchanting table, all of that kind of stuff, it is becoming less of a challenge. And now we are really just at the stages of completing these things. I'll try not to look at any of the things you've not seen as we go past, but yeah, well. Obviously, as of today, I think the last thing you saw was this, but this has been an absolute beautiful pack to work with. I want to finish off the botanical gardens. That's a biggie. I would like to maybe get a bit more of this farmland developed. Maybe that's also a biggie, although not as a biggie as a biggie. But you know what I mean. Do you not? I don't know what I mean either. Oops, my jump skills, parkour. So yeah, and I think we're getting to a point where we have achieved pretty much everything. When we go out into the wilderness now, the ruins are fewer and further between. There's very little left to find other than plants, and you can only do that for so long. So what's it going to be replaced with? Well, let's talk a little bit. So, as we've said, the short-term goal is that terra firma craft will be replaced with Nomad for a very short period of time, and the reason for that is very, very simple. I need to work out what to do with terra firma craft, and I need to finish off this. I need to finish the botanical gardens and just, wrap up a few loose ends, I think. Plus deal with any suggestions that you guys come up with. So ultimately, this is going to be replaced by Nomad. Now, Nomad is going to be a very similar series in terms of, it's shader based, it's exploration based. It's going to be tougher without a shadow of a doubt. It's going to be tougher. These, because of the survival element, the survival changes we've made in the pack. But I think it will be a reasonably good series. It's exploration based. It gives me a chance to walk and talk, as I've done a lot with this series, and a lot of opportunities to push that envelope. And it's I think that will be ultimately a good replacement, which will also ultimately mean that terra firma craft slot becomes terra firma craft again. Thaumaturge will stay Thaumaturge. Are we not night time yet? And FTB Infinity Evolved will continue as a kitchen sink LP without the server element of things. But of course this will be server based. So all things considered, I think that's probably the big changes coming along. Now, in terms of personal stuff, without going into too much detail, because it's personal. It's not that personal. There is a chance, a not insignificant chance, that I may have to drop off the face of the planet for a short period of time. Now, by that, and this has nothing to do with my health issues, although my personal health issues, the heart and angina, are not entirely trivial, in the fact that I have been referred for an angiogram now, which I have mixed feelings about, shall we say. I'm not overly keen on the idea of someone sticking a camera into my femoral artery, but there you go. What can you do? This is what you get for living a life of sin and deprivation. And I smoked, and I'm overweight and not healthy, and I don't exercise. But from a personal point of view, I'm on the waiting list for that. But that is, as I say, for trivial, in some respects, and not a major issue. I really do love this build. Everything about this world I've really enjoyed so far. But more importantly, my mother-in-law, I suppose is the correct phrase, my wife's mother, has had to go into hospital recently with a serious illness. She has had post-operative complications, which, how do I put this without giving I've simply put the post-operative complications have led to her more or less being paralysed from the waist downwards, which is a real bummer from her point of view. Bummer from anybody's point of view. But it does mean that at any point going forward now, we may need to offer additional support. So what I will be doing, obviously, is trying to keep you guys appraised of any changes going on. So obviously, while we're recording, I mean, this is not my source of income, so don't panic or anything. I'm not losing out if I don't make a video. It's just my own personal sense of professionalism. Hell, who am I kidding? I ain't professional. But what it does mean is that, if I do need to drop off for any period of time, then I will. It's family always comes first, and all that kind of malarkey. Family's always mucking things up for you, aren't they? But I will try, if possible, to put something out on the channel. If not, I will try and put something out on Twitter. Now, my Twitter address is again in the description. So if you're not following me on Twitter, why not? Because my Twitter is absolutely gripping. No, it's not. It's pretty much video announcements. But I do use it time to time. I put it out for live streams and things. So, if you're on Twitter, just follow me on Twitter and you'll get any updates. And, you might even see a few humorous tweets now and again when I'm in the mood. But, yeah, that's probably the best way forward. If I have to drop anything suddenly, then we can keep in touch like that. But I've really enjoyed this world. This has been an absolutely brilliant pack. I think Fedran has done again an excellent job with a very small number of mods. It's a shame that certain mods like the Plant Mega Pack have dropped off the radar. They will be ideal going forward. They've been ideal for Nomad, for example. But of course, it has. I am considering, and this is just another little tidbit of news, I am considering trying to write a plant-based pack, a plant-based mod as my attempt to get into modding. I haven't programmed in many years, so don't hold your breath, but I mean, it's a plant. How hard can it be? How hard can you be? Especially if I don't do growth stages and things, that will make life even easier. So yeah, but that's the long and the short of everything. That's where we are, that's where we're going, and as usual, all feedback is appreciated. One of the reasons I do YouTube is to share my experiences with people. It's not for any other reason. I do it for fun. So please do let me know of any ideas you may have. Let me know of any feedback, comments, thoughts, ideas, yada yada yada. And until the next time, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. And bye for now.